Welcome to my writer's room. I'm BT Higgins. All right, let's go ahead and start lesson one with what am I working on now? All right, I'm right in the middle or maybe the beginning third of Rake and Smythe, The Last Red Ship. That's the working title anyway. You know when you pause a movie right in the middle of an action scene? That's kind of where I am with Rake and Smythe. I have my last red ship running away, I should say, sailing away desperately from a hurricane. And it's a skeleton crew, and almost no one on that sailing ship knows their position because of big calamity that happened in book one, which is the Minty Nothing More that I just finished. And so they're kind of floundering and trying to figure things out, and this hurricane is barreling down and getting closer and closer, and they're sailing as fast as they can, and they're not going to escape the storm. And they just sighted a little island that might be their salvation, but then I paused for the day with writing, and so it's like pausing that movie. And so they're suspended right there in that point where, are they going to have to battle the storm, or are they going to find some refuge on the island? And so that's where they're paused, and I've haven't written for a couple of days. And so if they could sort of think as they're being paused, kind of like we can think while we're waiting for the movie to restart because of an interruption or something like that, they'd be rather irritated with me right now because they want to know what happens. They're in this desperate situation. Raken is hanging from the rigging in the middle of this downpour rain, and so it's quite a little exciting moment where they don't know, are they going to be able to get to that island? Of course I know, but it's kind of a funny it's a funny thing if you think about that you're pausing to do your life in the middle of their most perilous moment. And so that's where I am with Rake and Smythe right now. I got a whole bunch planned. Like I said, I'm probably the beginning 1/3. And what I'm going to do with Writer's Room is, instead of keeping all of the rough draft and the steps and the daily progress to myself, is I'm just going to post that. And then when you join the class, you can read along with me each day or week. I'm not sure how often, probably like weekly progress. I'll just post that onto the site, and then you can read along with me. And you'll see it's rough draft. It's there's typos, there's things I'm gonna switch around and change, and you can kind of see how the story develops. And I'll kind of discuss during this section of each lesson how I'm changing things and fixing things and trying to add in things to make it more clear and all of that stuff. And so you get to go along on that journey of building a book with me. Now, just in case you aren't familiar with the kinds of books that I write and the age level group books that I write, because you could be in the writer's room for the writing instruction, but not know the books that I publish. I write middle grade fiction and YA fiction, kind of in that range. So Rake and Smythe is kind of a bit of an action book within a world that I've just created. It's kind of an interesting one that I'm really excited about because I think it has potential for tons of adventures. Imagine a world where there were no continents. It was only islands. So I guess that means there's no plate tectonics pushing up big pieces of land. It's just volcanoes making little islands, but the entire globe is full of islands. And just having that one change changes everything about how the people live and survive, and what are the threats, and what resources do they have. And so I have a whole bunch of kind of ideas about that world. And of course, there is magic in this world. If you go back and look at the first book, which is being published right now, it's right in the editing stage right now, you'll be able to see that there's some magic in this world. And so it is fantasy, and it's a kind of a whole made up deal. But anyway, this book too is kind of a fun action adventure, kind of book 2. And so that's where I am with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post each day so that you can kind of come along on the writer's journey with me. You don't have to wait till I publish it, which is kind of different. It's kind of like an early access sort of thing. The purpose of that is because we can kind of join forces and be a writing community where we're seeing what we are all doing, and we kind of learn from each other, and we get ideas from each other, and we learn about the process of writing from each other, and that can create a lot of value. Aside from the fact that it's just fun to talk about what ideas or what you think should happen, or what about this, and I'm going to just bounce those things off the website. The writer's room is going to be kind of my place to post all those ideas. Sometimes they won't come to fruition. Sometimes they will, but you're going to get to be on the inside as I build each book. And I hope that that'll be a lot of fun for you. It definitely is a lot of fun for me to share and talk about those things. Usually, though, I just get to do that with my kids. My daughter will often just click into my Word document on my computer and read what I wrote this morning. And so she reads the daily progress, and she's into the story, and she'll talk with me about the story. And I have so much fun with that, just having a little kind of insider knowledge of what just happened. That I thought I would do the same sort of thing with you guys. Make it a whole class, give access to more people, where we talk about how do we have fun with stories and write good stories and engage readers in the excitement and the fun of it. And we'll just kind of do it step by step. So it's very informal, but hopefully it'll be lots of fun.